If things do continue along the lines that they are, the death of the American prepper is inevitable. Welcome to Watching the Horizon. I'm Jake. Hashtag not coffee. Just kidding about the hashtag. I don't do that. Have you guys noticed that the amount of activity, whether it be videos or, online discussions, if you're part of any kind of group, have you noticed a decline in the overall interest, in the overall participation when it comes to other preppers? On YouTube anyway, thankfully, there's still a few mainstays, those who, create content regularly. A couple big names kind of stopped. They were going strong for a good long time and then they just kind of fell off. Maybe there's like a single video, like 30 seconds long, saying that they're still alive. In a lot of the forums and a lot of the prepper groups, overall participation, I feel like has dwindled. It's gone down. Why is that, you think? What's going on? What's the deal? Is the fear gone? Is everybody just going underground? Is it still very much alive and well, but everyone's getting real hush-hush about it? I don't think that's the case. That's not my inclination. I feel like a lot of the stuff in the news that maybe had been fueling the prepper movement, maybe it's Trump, him in office, that's maybe changed the tone for a lot of preppers out there. But conversely, I would say that for the same exact reasons, it's actually lit a fire among a whole new group of preppers. Of you individuals who maybe are left-leaning, Democratic Party, progressive, liberal, what have you, however you identify yourself, those of you who have become prepper-minded, would you say that you are just as dedicated to the idea today as you were, say, 6 months ago, a year ago? Or would you say that overall feeling has declined? I had another video about it. Millennials are crashing the party. That's a good one. Got a lot of hate for that one. Here's the deal. I'm going to make another video on it regarding politics and prepping. But frankly, I don't believe that one has anything to do with the other. I feel like the more people that prep, period, regardless of your affiliation, the better. The better for everyone. So I welcome you as a prepper. If that's your thinking, that you need some self-accountability, self-reliance type things when it comes to food storage, water preservation, self-defense, that kind of thing. I don't care about any of that other stuff. The fact that you have an interest, welcome. I've said it before. I'll continue to say it. How you vote is your business. But would you say to the whole group now, do you feel that overall, the overall sentiment is that the idea of prepping is on the decline? I think it is in a really big way. I don't know if it's because of politics. Maybe there's a piece to that. I'm not sure. Maybe it's the economy. I was having a conversation with somebody in my prepper group, kind of along the same lines, and they're like, hey, the economy has actually gotten quite a bit better, at least from the viewpoint of your average Joe on the ground. We go down Main Street kind of thing, and we're noticing help wanted signs in windows in numbers we've not seen like that in a long time. That's a good thing, I think. More jobs, more availability of jobs. I think that helps put people's mind at ease. I think that it puts people in a different frame of mind when it comes to scarcity and their apprehension for the future. It's easy to fall into that trap. I'm going to use the term incorrectly, but I feel like there's a lot of fair weather preppers out there where when the climate is just right, meaning there's something in the air that's bothering you, whether it be of a political nature, an economic nature, maybe there's, you know, wars and rumors of wars kind of thing. I think a lot of it's fear-based. Again, that's another video that I've made. You know, prepping shouldn't be about fear, but for a lot of people it is. If things continue along the line that they are, and I have heard an argument, a pretty compelling one, that suggests that things are going to continue along the lines that they are, that the whole prepper thing, the whole prepper, I don't want to call it a movement, but you know, the whole subject, it's going to be marginalized. You know, those who prep are just going to become, you know, even more fringe. And I don't feel like self-responsibility, self-reliance, you know, those types of skills, you know, should ever be considered fringe. I feel like they need to be, you know, taught more. It's not like they're taught in schools or anything. Remember home ec? Anyone? Was that a class that was an elective? You had the option to take it? I did not have an option. I recall quite vividly that it was a requirement for me to take that class. Not by the school, but, you know, by my own family. It was, I had to take it. But, you know, it was a good class. I learned a lot of fundamental skills, like how to sew, how to use a sewing machine, how to cook, how to do a lot of basic life skills. Those aren't taught anymore. And because of that, we're becoming more and more reliant on the infrastructure around us. There are adults nowadays who have never cooked a meal for themselves in their entire life. They've never had to. They go out to eat for every meal. It's just in the budget. It's what they do. I'd get bored with food real quick. What happens if the stores close? What happens if the food's not available? Do you know how to make food, how to actually cook? And I'm not talking about grilled cheese here. I'm not talking about PB&Js. Anyway, I feel like if things do continue along the lines that they are, that the death of the American prepper is inevitable. Those of you who are watching from overseas, are you seeing something similar where you're at? My guess is that you're not. My guess is that if anything, things are picking up for you. You know, especially in the European continent, in the South African continent. But I don't know, maybe I'm wrong. I'm not from there. But, you know, chime in. Let me know. Are you seeing a similar decline, or are things just the same, or are they even ramping up for you? I'd like to know, honestly, what's happening for you guys. I'd like to know your thoughts. But here's the thing. If you're prepping, or your interest in prepping has waned, say over the last, you know, 12 months or so, I mean, yeah, sure, I have an interest, but maybe you haven't actually done anything. I mean, you'd always planned on doing it, but maybe your activity level as far as actual activities and not just a general interest, if it's waned, why do you think that is? I'd like to know. Anyway, all right, well, I appreciate you watching, and let me know your thoughts, and be sure to keep your eyes open out there.